Pbkc is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTB, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today.
It's May Payday in the Poker Room with new, bigger high hand promotions. High hands every 15 minutes, 9 a.m. to midnight with a $15,000 cash giveaway on May 31st. New this month are May Progressive High Hand Weekends with a $100,000 bonus giveaway. Win extra cash for qualifying hands. Miss it today, win more tomorrow. Visit the Poker Room for complete rules.
It's Wednesday morning. It's 10 a.m. I can tell this is going to be a good show today.
Yeah.
Pbkc picks live from
when the cat's away, the mice will play, Mike.
Exactly.
When the pat's away.
When the pat's away, the mice are going to play today. We're sitting in the second floor poker room where just yesterday, a young man who flew in from Kansas. Is that where he's from, Kansas?
No.
Where's he from?
Kentucky.
Toto?
You ever never heard him talk?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so he flies in.
Both begin with a K.
Arguably wins the biggest tournament he's ever won yesterday.
No.
Chris Moneymaker.
No, not his biggest, but but the biggest trophy he's ever gotten. He's got this massive trophy. And he won a trophy with his own name on it, which is amazing. I don't know. That's poker. That's the pinnacle of poker. Like to have a trophy that named after you, and it's on, and he wins the whole thing. But you can't. I mean, you can't stop greatness. This guy. I mean, he plays, and you can watch a replay on our channels. But
it's awesome.
You get to see in the mind of a champion. I mean, this guy. Yeah. He's a champion. I know there was a social media clip out there where some guy walks by and he's like, "You don't even know how to play cards." I don't know if you saw that. And he's laughing.
What?
Well, I mean, winners win.
He wins.
That's it. Just like I know champions,
you know about that,
I know winners, I know champions, and Chris Moneymaker is in that category.
Yeah, Noah is the Chris Moneymaker of sports betting. He has no idea what he's doing, but he always picks the champions.
That's exactly right.
Chris Moneymaker, congratulations. I'm looking forward to someday the National Carbone Poker Tour going through.
Right, and then go take that down. That would be
great. I want to see that.
Yeah. The NFC tournament.
It just doesn't have the same ring as Moneymaker, right?
No, it doesn't.
I don't even think that's his real name. I think it's something. No, somebody came up with a story or something.
I don't believe that's his real name.
But congrats to him. He won like $83,000 yesterday. He's, of course, the World Series of Poker champ. The reason, honestly, we're all here and that poker is popular is because of Chris Moneymaker. And then he came and won his big tournament yesterday. So
yeah, what a long story. And if you remember, and to wrap this up real quick, he came right after he won the World Series main event. The marketing team was able to get him in the building like 3 weeks after he won it. And we had quarter 50-cent poker, whatever. And Chris Moneymaker, the world champion, comes in, really the biggest star to ever come into the game. And it was a madhouse. It was awesome. Yeah, I think he wanted me to go out drinking with him that night, and I didn't go, and I regretted that. So
I'm sure you're going to look back on that. But I'm Mike Jameson. This is Noah Carbone. Behind us is Ernest Christian.
What's up?
We got a lot of sports topics to
That's
talk
what we
about.
do. That's what we do.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to start out by talking about May high hands, though. Those May high hands are crazy.
Yes, they are.
Big, bigger, best. High hands every 15 minutes.
It's insanity on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is just bonkers. With
progressive's amazing.
You could win the bad beat, the big bad beat, and then there's the high hands, and then at the end of the month, Saturday, there's a $15,000 cash drawing combined with the progressive high hands that are
huge.
It's insane.
Every weekend it's the progressives, and then that big cash giveaway of $15,000 is on May 31st. Visit the Poker Room for more information, or go to our website at pbkennelclub.com.
I actually challenge anybody to find a better promotion, at least in South Florida, if not the state of Florida. If you see one, send it to me. I don't believe it. I don't
either.
Yeah.
Shout out to New York poker guy who's checking in right now. Good morning to you too. Now we're going to start in on our sports topics.
All right.
First thing we're going to talk about in the NFL tonight, the 2025 schedule is released. We know the first game of the season is going to be the Cowboys at the Eagles on September the 4th. What are we looking forward to with the schedule?
So I know it's the first game of the season, Mike.
Yeah.
But you put a division rivalry on the first game of the season, and everybody's watching, and God forbid something happens weird and Dallas wins, and now like I don't want to put too much value on a game, but now you're listening to them. You got to listen to all the Dallas fans. I don't need that business. Is that home or away? Did anybody see?
That's a home, of course.
Phillies.
Okay,
Philly.
it's got to be in Philly.
night.
We're the champs. Whatever. Bring in Dak and whatever scraps they put together to try to assemble a team. Zeke is still there, like back there or whatever.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, the Eagles are going to get a ton of primetime games, and starting with this one. Somebody joked that they're actually playing every single day of the week this year. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, I would rather see them play one of the teams that we beat in the playoffs. I mean, you throw Kansas City up there. Give us Detroit. Detroit wanted a piece of this. Let's give them a piece of this then.
The Rams, maybe.
That'd be fun.
The Rams or whatever. So whatever, we get Dallas. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than watching like Cleveland and like I don't know. Nobody's as bad as Cleveland. Anyway,
we're taking shots at Cleveland already, aren't we?
I mean,
he's not even looking at us.
Rest in peace,
Right.
rest in peace, Cavs. You know. No,
God.
I mean
We'll get there.
Well, obviously the tradition is now like the champion always opens the season up. Obviously, the
Right.
Eagles
World
are
champs.
are the champs.
Right. And I know
Congratulations to
champs.
you, whatever you say. And when I saw this, like, oh great, our Cowboys lost already, 0-1, dude. They released so they've been sprinkling out a lot of the big games of the year, like the Thanksgiving game and the Black Friday game and this and that.
Yeah.
And I saw a Cowboys game, Cowboys Chiefs on Thanksgiving. I'm like, great, 0-2 Cowboys already. We're guaranteed 2 losses right there. Boom.
Right.
There we go. So, I mean, I know that the NFL is so good at this. They make this a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal in a sense because, like, obviously, if you're an NFL fan that likes to travel,
They like leak half of it. It's weird.
the schedule.
I like the people who are like they get pieces and then they try to build the rest of the puzzle.
Right.
Which is weird and bizarre.
Well,
but imagine the work that goes into creating this schedule.
Of course.
It's crazy. You start talking about other sports tying in and when you got to be in town and out of town.
Yep.
You got the nightmare down in Miami, and I live this every season. We're down there like somehow like 5 home games in September. Like, and there's only 4. Like, it's just brutal. We'll play like Sunday, Thursday, and I'm like dying of heat exhaustion down there in Miami because you got to play into all those things, and you don't. Yeah. The up north teams, obviously you got weather issues up there, but down south with the weather and the heat, you got to be careful with that thing.
It's fun though, because like one of my favorite shows to do every year. My show is over/unders, win totals. So once you get the schedule, like we know what teams are playing what, because we know who's playing the rotation of teams every so often. You just don't know the order and the conditions and what is on a short week or what, So now you get to see the actual schedule laid out tonight. It's for your team, and I'm really curious to see what the over/under is going to be starting tomorrow.
Did you just work the shameless plug in there for your own show? Did he?
Yes.
I didn't say the show. I didn't say the show.
It's the Earnestly Speaking podcast.
Right, there you go.
I love
now
those
with no
over-unders.
shame in it.
He does a podcast like every day, like 3 times a day, I think.
No,
he's
not
always
much.
on. The guy's
seems that
just.
way.
But you could get it all here, all at once on this show.
Yeah.
That's true.
Don't waste your time.
Yep. Now I'm going to talk about one of the things that a lot of people are talking about this season in the NFL. There's going to be 7 international games. How do we feel about this? 7 international games.
7?
7? That's a lot. So, okay, so you start by your team. Do we know what matchups? Do we have any of that? Didn't Philly get one? Did Philly get one? I don't know.
I'm not sure Philly got
Miami
one.
gets one every year. They just get sent overseas. So one of 2 things happen. Either my season tickets that I'm lucky enough that's Dolphins season tickets. God bless me. That one of the games goes overseas and the price goes down. That's about the only impact I see. That like you have one less home game or maybe one less away game. That does hurt for the teams that are competitive and you need that home game. So that's a little weird. But then you get like, I don't know, they have like, it's different crowd, or they have like the vuvuzelas and stuff, like instead of like regular like obnoxious chants like the U.S. Fans do, they do different stuff. Like they actually cheer for both teams sometimes. It's weird.
That's weird.
So I don't know. It is a different look. I think they're in Berlin or something, right? It's like, so instead of this is the part where you wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, you have to watch a game, and then if you're on the West Coast, you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to watch a game.
That.
I'm like, what is this? So,
Mimosa
I don't
Sundays.
know. Like, football is pure Americana, if you will. But I know what they're trying to do in international. But what are we trying to achieve? Are we trying to eventually get a team over there?
God, that would be horrible.
That's what I've been hearing for years.
Right. Imagine that
traveling
travel.
of that.
The travel.
That would just be
Right.
terrible.
No, not to sound like a nationalist here, but I hate it. I hate it. And I have a story to tell you too, also with that, because I've gotten screwed on this. So I was a big Giants fan.
Yeah.
I have 2007. The Giants were scheduled to play the Dolphins down here. It's been the first time they played the Dolphins down here in over 10 years.
Nah.
And I had that penciled in. Okay, they're gonna be down here in 2007. Let's go see the game. That year, they announced that game will be moved to London.
Amazing. Did
So
you go?
Of course not. Come on. But ever since then, I've had a bitter taste in my mouth about these kind of games. Not because obviously the NFL's trying to spread the product across the globe, obviously, and I get that from marketing point of view. But at the same time, it's like, come on, man.
You could have went over there and had like tea and crumpets and watched your team
with the king and stuff.
and those guys with the big hats and
it was a
the
crap
Buckingham
game too.
Buckingham Palace.
It was
a
crap. It was a crap game too because they won 13-10. It was like a muddy game.
It's a great
I mean, granted, winning the Super Bowl that year made up for it.
They
Obviously.
play at Wembley Field.
Yeah,
I wonder if
no,
the
they
Queen
did.
would
played at Wembley Field.
They did.
Right.
No, but I mean, winning the Super Bowl that year made up for it, obviously. But still, man, I was so distraught by that. It's like, you know,
Another shameless plug.
There we go.
When the Super Bowl made up for
won
it.
the
18-0
Super Bowl.
Patriots. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Man, two people talking about
I watched it
Super
with you
Bowls
actually.
here. Ooh.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, no, it's 7 international games is a lot this year.
That is.
It's going to be a
Overkill.
lot of those early Sunday morning games, which is cool because you watch football from like 9:30 in the morning till like midnight. But
I once watched an Eagles game on a transatlantic boat trip coming
Really?
back here, and it came on at like 3 in the morning or something.
God.
And I'm like huddled up in like the corner of the cabin. The seas were like 17 feet, and I'm getting nauseous, and the thing's rocking. But we won that game. Yeah, it was
that's good.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. Also in NFL news, Derek Carr is officially
That
retired.
is wild.
He's
Like that comes
retired.
across the ticker, and I'm like, what? I'm
Yeah.
like, what is that? But then you look a little further into it. Like maybe he doesn't really like the game. He never really played like he really loved the game. I mean, he played the game and he went out there and he
was
threw the
okay.
ball around and stuff like that. But did he love the game? Obviously not. He's retired.
Did he love
I saw the video. His wife posted a video of him one day in the life of retired Derek Carr. What a great life. He wakes up, there's breakfast there. It's like he's in
What?
this multi-million-dollar mansion and marble and granite everywhere.
He's
And
racing his
he's
kids, too, I think.
little beautiful kids because his wife's beautiful and
She is.
perfect kids. And he goes out in his perfectly manicured yard and they're throwing perfect throws back and forth, baseballs, and he's fielding them and throwing them back to him. He's literally living like the perfect life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, why do I go to work every day? He's like, I'm not going anymore.
Forget it.
Right? Well, if you had a manicured lawn,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful wife, beautiful kids, you do. I mean, you're gonna say that, right? Well,
Yeah,
anyway,
but-
marble countertops and all this stuff. You're not coming here today, right?
Yeah. I have
You
marble
are
countertop.
coming here?
I should have. Forget it. I'm
You're
leaving.
halfway
I'm
there.
Out. I'm out, guys.
First, it's not reality. It's fake.
Yeah.
We seem surprised though. We heard before the year start, before the offseason, that he had a shoulder issue, had a
Right.
setback with that whole situation.
I saw him throwing that baseball with his kids. He's fine.
Oh,
That's
he's
BS.
fine.
Yeah,
He
I
didn't-
saw.
he
it.
never
I
liked
saw. it. I
playing
got the
football.
video. I'll show it to
They
you.
were saying that he
Yeah.
could miss mostly of the all year. I think he made his assessment that, you know what,
Yeah.
I'm done. That's it. So it is what it is. I mean, he's not a Hall of Famer on that. Oh,
Not-
there was
not
one
even
year.
close.
Oh, there was 1 year, 2016. He stayed healthy the last couple of games, he won MVP that year. But
Yeah.
other than that, that's all you got for you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Never really like, you know, the standard and what we always thought about him being a Raiders fan. You know, I always thought he was going to move that next level where he was going to take us into the playoffs. And
He was good.
Yeah.
He was a good quarterback. He tinkered with the top 10, you know, every couple years, but you never got to the
he's
next
better than Eli
level.
Manning.
wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
you feel what you feel, buddy.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I feel that way.
Yeah, if I have another son, I'm naming Derek.
You should.
No, I'm not.
They got 3 ready.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy retirement with your
Yeah.
beautiful
Yes,
family in your
absolutely.
beautiful
Well-deserved.
mansion, and go count your piles of cash that you got from
Yeah.
everybody for playing a mediocre game.
Like Noah said, he didn't like playing football anyway.
Right.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about the fact that New Orleans just, you know, passed up on Shedeur Sanders. I
And them
actually
and
had
everybody else.
Somebody in the poker room yesterday, when I was up here helping run the tournament that we had yesterday, stopped me. He's like, "Hey, I listened to your podcast." The first thing I said was, "Why?
Right.
Like, why?" But
The beard.
no, he's a big sports fan. He actually likes the Giants, so
Smart
I
guy.
mean, I guess he doesn't like sports
Yeah.
that much.
Torturous guy, too.
But he said he told me, he said, "Mark my words, Shedeur Sanders is going to be like a great player." And I was like, I could see it. That'd be cool. So now you look back at the draft and you think the Saints probably should have put more into drafted a better quarterback. Did they make a huge mistake?
With Sanders
But not drafting him.
specifically, or any
Yeah.
quarterback?
Anybody.
There was better spots in Sanders, is my opinion. So no, you didn't miss it. I mean, I know, you know, hindsight and all that stuff. Monday morning quarterback. That's what's going to happen here. You know, Sanders. He's already coming. Did you see the video where he's posing with the team and the quarterback room? All the quarterbacks are there. And the one guy got drafted ahead of him, but they're doing the pose, like Sanders pose, watch pose, or whatever they do. And they're like, and he's there, and he's supposed to be the starter. He's just standing there, like, doing the backups pose. Like, it's such a weird dynamic. I don't know. I think we're looking too much into it. And the story is going to drag on. We already had enough of this story, but it's going to drag on. The season starts, and the first snap, and they're literally going to go and they're going to ignore the starting quarterback, and they're going to show Sanders on the feed. That's what's going to happen.
People are going to start chanting for him when they start losing, as
usually
God
does. Yeah, I wonder what we want Shador
I don't know if that sounds good.
More Shador.
Oh, that sounds good. Now. I like that. More Shador. How do you feel, Ernest?
It is the Sanders. The fact that they didn't take Jackson Dart in the first round, was shocking. I remember saying that we did our Mercy podcast day after the first round. Like, the Saints, that's a need. They were number 9 in the draft, and they had a chance to grab Sanders and or Dart, whatever it may be, and they didn't take either. So the fact that they didn't prioritize getting the quarterback early is – no, they got one later on. I think Tyler Shane from Louisville went to New Orleans eventually. But at the same time, it's like, Derek Carr.
Who do you got now?
They got – huh?
Who do they have now?
Tyler Shane from Louisville in the 3rd round, I think it was. But the point is, though, that they had a chance to draft the guy higher in the draft. You knew Derek Carr, at the very least, was going to miss at least half the year.
Right. So they got a quarterback. They just
I
know we're talking about Sanders, but
they're pulling the Steelers here.
Okay, there's no scenario that they're in the room, right? And they're picking quarterbacks. And Sanders is on the wall. And they don't know Carr's retiring, not retiring, or whatever. It doesn't change a thing that Carr retired, that you're not taking Sanders. What does that? That doesn't change anything. Who even put this down as a headline topic on this conversation?
I think they should have taken Sanders.
No. I think what they're doing is what the Steelers doing to also themselves. I think they're going to tank. I think they're going to.
That could be it.
And then they're going to just ease in this thing. Draft
take the
late,
prodigal son.
See that works. Don't exhaust the top pick on a quarterback that they don't believe in, and go from there.
Didn't one of the Mannings play for the Saints?
Yeah.
Archie.
Yeah, Archie. Yeah.
Archie did.
He was good. The team was bad, but he was
Arch,
good.
And you get the second coming of Arch.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, you get him late. Yeah, it was good value, but
Archie was arguably the best quarterback in the family.
Wait, get who late? Archie? You're telling me the new Arch is going to go late in next year's draft?
No. I'm
Oh.
saying in general, like, get a quarterback late and see what happens here, and if they
okay, yeah, because he's
stay,
going number
right,
one.
He's
going number
well,
one.
Which about over-unders and whatnot, I guarantee you the over-under should be no more than 5.5 for the Saints this year, honestly. Based on this. Yep.
Wow.
So
No, I think they should have taken Sanders. Me and Noah are always going to disagree with that until Sanders
it's
ends up being good.
Okay, remember how I know champions?
Oh,
I know people who are champions as well. So you're either in one category or the other. You're champion caliber or you're not. I do not have Sanders there. I think we're gonna have another situation where it's like we're going on who we hope he is and not what we're actually seeing. That's what we're doing.
Yep. Okay, now we're going to move on and talk about one of my favorite subjects. I think we could do entire shows on this. I just love the drama surrounding Bill Belichick. It's just amazing. His girlfriend was in a pageant this last week. Which I grew up in the pageant life. My mom ran
that's
pageant.
right.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was weird.
I grew up in that.
That's
and
weird.
Just to see Bill
You were like
Belichick,
an assistant for pageants and stuff.
I sang
for
at
one.
them.
Yeah, you did all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you're like
weird
borderline
stuff.
Miss America. It was like, I remember
I could have
that.
been Miss America.
Until you just brought. I remember that.
You remember those days?
I do.
It's great to see.
You're like,
Bill.
I can't come out and hang out. I got to go do the
I got to go like judge a pageant or host a pageant.
You did do that. You did do that. Yeah.
Those were the days. But
okay.
The more you learn, man, the more you know.
But like that's where I got to meet people like
you got all the chicks
Laura
there.
Rutledge. That's Laura Rutledge from ESPN. She was a pageant girl.
Really?
I met her many times.
And you picked her as a champion? Did you vote for her or no?
She was a champion.
So you knew champions too.
I knew
just
champions
the pageants.
back then.
Okay.
So there, but Bill is sitting at beauty pageants with his 23-year-old girlfriend,
so
22-year-old.
He has a house right up by me in Jupiter, right? And I missed it, but like there's poses of him doing yoga with her, and
it's amazing.
Like it literally happened. Like if I was rolling down the beach and I saw Bill, and I told the story how I met Bill already on here, like where I ran into him. Anyway, Pat, our other wonderful host who's not here today, he always says, he's like, Father Time's undefeated. Father Time's not here. No. Now Father Time's like 500 million and one. Bill's like 70-something years old. Mm-hmm. He's dating a 23-year-old. He's old. He's pretty much Father Time. Like and some people think he's winning.
He got a college coaching job. He got his college girlfriend.
Right.
He's got everything.
Is he beating Father Time? Did you see the Dunkin' Donuts commercial, like the preview one, they're doing like this super cool commercial. It's going to be a big deal. It's well done. But they said that she was at the filming of a commercial and she shoehorned her way in and she basically fought her way onto the thing and she's in the commercial now. So now you have a Dunkin' Donuts commercial with Bill Belichick and like Matt Damon or the other guy from Boston.
Ben Affleck.
Ben, yeah. And you have all these, and then you have all these people from Boston, and Bill's 23-year-old girlfriend standing there like, I'm not going anywhere without Bill. It's wild. And then that interview, they did an interview where she's like yelling. She's like, we're not answering that, where we met and all that stuff. But Bill, how about this? Bill's got a level of calm and coolness, and I don't give an F that he's just there, and he's like, on to the next game. Like, he's literally, he's not going to say anything. He's not going to tell you anything. He's not going to tell you, he's not gonna play into this for anything at all. So I mean, this guy's smooth. He got Riz. I mean, like what? I don't know.
Some Riz.
I
definitely has
something.
Riz.
I mean, he's got money. Like, but other people have money. Like I don't know.
Does this make him likable though? This whole situation? Because it makes him more likable than he was, prior to,
Yeah, I mean, he and I have beef, but I mean, likable. I don't know if he's ever likable. Yeah, we personally, anytime like we have beef, he knows. Like.
No,
Like
I've heard him say that in interviews.
We haven't squared up yet on that, and maybe one day we will. But yeah, I mean, does it make him more likable? No. Yeah. How about this? He could care whether you like him or not. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Anybody's talking about him. He doesn't care about anything. He just cares that like he's doing what he wants to do, and he go home and he locks the doors, and nobody knows what happens in there. Mm-hmm. That's all he cares about.
This is the timeline of Bill Belichick, and we know about Belichick, in his years in New England and whatnot. And the serious guy, the stoic.
He still is.
But he's now had this whole little drama. On the
She's
outside.
like behind him, like this crazy maniac, like bouncing and stuff, and Bill's just walking.
She's 24. She's 24. This is what 24
No,
do.
I know. It's like it's crazy drama. It's like, hey, Bill, buy me this, buy me that, and it's just like on to the next person.
I just didn't care for the story, but like the last couple of weeks now, since the 60-minute interview, I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting.
It's great. I'm all in on it.
It's crazy. Somebody saying that like she was barred from the campus in North Carolina, and now she's not. They came out and said she's not, and like it's all I don't know. This doesn't hurt his brand if he has a brand or even cares about a brand.
Exactly.
It doesn't hurt her brand at all because she's gonna have when she's done with this, she has a brand. I mean, she officially has a brand. So I don't know whatever it is. Like to each his own. Like I don't get involved in anybody else's business. Just like Bill, like I don't know.
Here's my question:
on to the next.
Is he week one? Is he going to be the coach week one for Carolina?
Yes, he's going to be the coach.
You think so?
Yes,
I think so.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
or him or her. I mean,
well, she's going to be.
Is she going to be on a sideline?
Oh my God!
Can she get the cheerleader coaching job or something?
No. You're selling her short. I think she's going to coach the team.
She should be a coordinator.
She going to be yelling on a sideline?
Yeah. It may,
I'm
awesome.
there to see
I
this.
can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch all their games this season, I swear. Now we're going to move on and talk about some really relevant sports that are going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's the National Basketball Association. The conference semifinals are in full swing. Did we have any idea it was going to be so competitive in this second round, Ernest?
Yeah, I mean, and it would be more competitive if certain players weren't getting hurt, like this.
No, it'd be in my opinion less.
For example, look at the Wolves in the Warriors series. No Steph Curry. You've seen where that's going. If Steph Curry's healthy, this is probably a 2-2 series, maybe the other way around. You have obviously the situation with the Celtics and Jason Tatum. We'll get to that in a second, and him getting hurt, obviously. But I mean, to me, I already been saying. I already said the NBA Finals. You're watching NBA Finals right now. Between the Thunder and the Nuggets. This has been a phenomenal series. I already said that the winner of this series will win the title. So, and last night's game is another classic. And so, yeah, I thought it'd be competitive, but the injuries have kind of made it a little more. If the injuries weren't a thing with Cleveland, with now Boston, and now with the Warriors, rather, it'd be even more competitive. But I've been impressed with at least game to game with these series.
Yeah. Actually, we got to talk about the Pacers last night. Eliminated the Cavs.
Sorry, Jake.
I brought it up on the show a couple of weeks ago. I said, why is nobody talking about the Cavs?
You did. You were dogging them.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, like he's like putting the blame on his shoulders. I don't think it's warranted, but it's a shame because I was rooting for the Cavs in this one.
But it's a thing though because again, this is 30 in a row. It makes it on the playoffs. Can't get past over the hump. I know injuries happened, but you can't use it as a crutch either too. Like game 2 when they lost all their guys. Well, they're up 20 points in that game anyway, so you blew that game late in the game, in the fourth quarter. So you can't keep using that excuse all the time. Then those guys came back game 3. You blew up Indiana in game 3. Okay, you're back. And then game 4, what the hell was that?
Similar with the Celtics Knicks, obviously with Tatum and he's done. Yeah. So in case you haven't caught that, that's done. Yeah. That everybody's like, oh, now it's over. I don't know if it wasn't. They already lost 2 games when they were ahead by 20 points. The Celtics did to the Knicks.
That was crazy.
I don't know if you really have a great argument to say that the Knicks weren't going to win this thing anyway. They're going to win now. They're going to win now.
Yeah.
Right, it's a good point, but I mean, you have to say if Tatum's healthy, Boston's still alive because of I mean, again, they're shooting. Sure. You saw in game 3 when their shooting is on, and it's not an anomaly for them. This is what they do. They won a title as a result of this. They can win games and tilt series. Remember, they were down 3-0 against Miami 2 years ago.
So the Knicks
pull next series out. So,
and the Knicks tonight are underdogs. You're getting
that's
plus
crazy.
Money.
Yeah. That's crazy
on the Knicks
that's
tonight.
That's my favorite part.
That's your favorite part.
Yeah,
so they say there's that one last. You know when people are like dying and like right before they die, they get a big burst of energy where they're like all fired up. Yeah. That's what they're saying is going to happen with the Celtics, where they're basically dead already. But like they're going to get that one bet, and they're going to sit up in the bed and they're going to be like, "We can win this thing," and they might win it. And maybe that's what the betting is like that for. But either way, they're still dead, in my opinion.
The Tatum thing is interesting because like this injury, this is the guy is a borderline, in my opinion, borderline top 5 guy, certainly top 10 guy in the league. This injury changes the conversation for the entire championship conversation for not this year, but next year too. And with Boston, there are rumors going around about them wanting to cut payroll. The new ownership group now.
Payroll?
Oh yeah, because they have
basketball.
They have a staff.
They're going to become the Marlins.
A lot of people. No, they're
we'll talk about them later.
You got Drew Holiday.
The staff. Yeah, I could see that. So some of these things, operations are top heavy, where there's all kinds of people all over the place. Manchester United did that. Do you like?
No, I didn't see that though. No,
they cleaned house. Like they went in there, and they're still competitive. But like somebody went in there and they cleaned house. Wow. So maybe, but you're talking about the players are going to cut player payroll?
Yeah, they have got. Look, they're paying Jaylen Brown $60 million a year. Tatum $60 million a year. Drew Holiday's making $34 million for the next 4 years.
Could you imagine? Okay, so how much do they got in payroll roughly, Ernest? If you had to guess, just give me one.
They're well over the cap. They're about $196 million.
So $196 million, right?
And escalating contracts.
All right. So you do this. Here's what you do.
Right.
You already sold your tickets for next year. They're a good team. They're probably sold out for the next 5 years. You fire everybody, and you bring us in at like, I don't know, $500 a game or something like that.
Right.
That's all you want.
And you just keep all that money for yourself.
Yeah.
And people will love to see that. Yeah. Who doesn't want to see us go up against the greatest in the world and just get destroyed? No, it'd be everything would be record setting. It'd be excitement. Yeah.
I think the thing here, and you're a Knicks fan too, Nels, it affects you. This Tatum injury opens the door for the Knicks to scoop a title or two now in the next 2 years. So
wait,
the lane's open now.
They weren't going to just take it on their own, huh? They had to get the injury luck.
Well, the path's not clear now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the injury officially is a ruptured right Achilles tendon, which is horrible.
You ever have that?
No.
No, you've never done anything that would deserve that injury.
No.
That's easily 9 to 12 months.
I could do that. I could do that just walking around.
The earliest he gets back.
You'd have to run in order to tear your Achilles.
No, you don't. You could just walk around and do
that. That would be awesome.
The earliest he gets back is probably in February, March next year, and even then, why would you want to do that? So
Yeah, but that's a terrible injury. That's just horrible. Yeah. Warriors tonight.
Did you have any sports injury ever?
I have.
What was it?
I do remember.
Torn meniscus?
I do remember when you were laying on the ground at the Jewish Community Center with your back hurt.
That was an injury. I had it went under back spasms. You know when the players get back spasms? I had back spasms, so I was out for that game.
Out?
And
no, it's usually the good players.
I try to get. And I came back in. I got back in the lineup, and I just couldn't make it work. But it wasn't because of lack of effort. My back spasms kept me out. That's it.
You're so damn awkward.
I did. I remember that.
You're so awkward on the court and on the field.
Yeah,
Come on now.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's no.
Back spasms.
Back spasms. That's what they were calling it back then. Can the Knicks and the Timberwolves finish their series tonight? This is it for the Knicks?
Not
and
only
the Timberwolves?
can they will. They will.
Both of them are going to win.
That's a little preview for our betting bet of the week here. But Knicks definitely will finish tonight. T-Wolves, that's it. I mean, they said Steph Curry's earliest comeback is Game 6. Well, they got to win tonight to make that happen. You're back to Minnesota. No, there's no shot. No shot.
Once Steph is out, that was over. But I think, and they already got past where you pop up last minute and you try to pretend you're still alive when you're not. That's the Celtics' only chance to not finish this thing off is that. Is there any scenario where they get on some crazy run where they win the next 3 games? That's not happening. Could they get this one? They could, but I'm not a fan. Like, I know I would assume if I wasn't on the show and it was just you two, you just like forget the show. Like we give
No,
up.
we
Let's just go
wouldn't- we
home,
wouldn't go
right?
at all.
So the rest of
No.
the players, yeah,
The
the
show
rest of
would
the
be
players,
canceled.
the rest of the players are just like forget this. Let's just get out of here. This thing's done, right?
I'll say the better odds of the Knicks losing than Timberwolves losing this point because Boston has a little bit of pride and they're obviously at home and
It's a
championship
chance.
pedigree.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
chance.
I think both teams close it out tonight.
Like
honestly.
who picks up the load for the Celtics? Like who carries the?
They have the
Jaylen
talent.
Brown.
I mean,
He has
Jaylen
to.
Brown has been.
He's already
missing.
there. Who's
Yeah.
the guy who can?
Kristaps
Well,
Porzingis.
you got to elevate. Porzingis got to play better.
Porzingis, yeah.
You know, Dirk White's got to play better. Jaylen Brown has been very much average at best in this series, so he's got to pick up the pace.
All right.
Yeah. So the other night, the Mavericks, which was just crazy to think, ended up winning the draft lottery at 1.8%.
All right. So everybody, here's what.
Crazy.
It's crazy, but people are like, it's rigged. This can't happen or whatever. Anybody who plays the game that's right over here, this poker game, has seen all the 1.8%ers come in, the 1%ers, the half a percenters, and all this crazy stuff. And if you're around numbers like we are, we know numbers, right?
No numbers.
Okay. So here's when you simplify these things. Somebody says, oh, what are the chances of that happening and this happening, this happening? The simple answer is everything's 50-50. Either it happens or it doesn't, right? It's really simple stuff. So, yeah, they say 1.8. How did that happen? It can happen. There's still, like, there was literally a lotto. They're like, is it rigged and all this stuff? It wasn't rigged. It wasn't rigged. I don't know. Like, did they draw it, like, live on TV?
They do.
They
Like-
don't do the balls anymore.
No,
They
they
used
don't.
to, remember back in
But
the
it's
day?
Right.
drawn, like it's live on TV
live on
when
TV,
they're
though, yes.
doing it. Yes.
Right, but what is this? Okay, so what? You know, I'm well versed in game security and all that stuff,
course
right?
you
That's
are,
what I do
yeah.
for a living. How do they draw it?
What's the actual draw of that now? It's
Yeah.
Hey, it used to be the ping pong balls.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
ping pong
What is
balls.
it now?
I don't know what
Like
they
an
do, but
envelope
I
or-
think they do like you do an envelope. You do an envelope. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
like a random
Okay.
envelope.
Yeah. So yeah,
But-
that could get into the perception. That's where the perceptions there, like when you have a ping pong machine, right? And all these balls are flying all over the place, and one pops in a thing. It's a lot easier to believe that than like, here's an envelope. Oh, look, we won the thing.
But people were saying that was fixed years ago. I think that's why they stopped.
Yeah,
doing
there's no
that
easy
the first
easy
place.
fix this thing. It is what it is, man.
Everything's fixed.
Just because
Yeah.
1.8 odds, it's still a chance. There's still a chance to suck out and win. So
Right.
Yeah, the Mavs have already said that they're not going to trade away the first pick. They're going
And
to
they
take
shouldn't.
Cooper Flagg.
What would you trade for, Giannis?
Giannis,
Is that
yeah,
the only
That's
thing?
about the
Giannis.
only thing out there.
Giannis.
But
Giannis.
Nico Harrison now looks like somewhat of a better GM. The fact that he traded away Luka, but now he's got Cooper Flagg coming in.
He could actually get lucky and save his job.
He could.
because
just did. He probably
because he
just
hit the
did.
1.8%er. How awesome is that?
he just did.
We've all been
He
there.
just did.
Yep.
Because now you're working on 2 timelines now. You have if you can get a title between next 2 years with AD and Kyrie, assuming Kyrie gets back in time and able to do his thing, you have a timeline of winning now with the core with Flagg, and then when these guys retire and go away, you build around Flagg for the next 10, 15 years. So
yeah.
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah, the last time the Mavs had the first pick in the NBA draft was '81, where they took Mark
Mark
Aguirre.
Aguirre.
I like Mark
Yep.
Aguirre. He's
Yep.
an all-star. He's a
Yeah,
good
he
player.
also won inside the Pistons, 89.
You always talk about those things and how you draw and select winners. Were you here when we were giving a car giveaway?
Yeah.
When we were giving the vehicle. So this is one. This is an interesting. So you try to make sure everything's on the up and up and everything's good, right? So they had 10 car keys and one of them actually opened the vehicle, right?
Yep.
So so he mixed all the car keys up and everybody gets a key. Okay. So I'm sitting in the passenger seat and everybody gets in one at a time in driver's seat because it was a poker promotion giveaway. So the first person gets in, they turn it won't turn. Second person, third person, fourth person, so we get to the 8th person. And the representative from the dealership comes over and he says, "Hey, did you make sure they're pressing the brake down before they turn the key?"
I remember this.
So meanwhile, I look over at the director of publicity, and she has the other 8 keys in her hands that may or may not be losers based on what happened, all jumbled back together. So I played it cool, and I just waited. The 9th key won.
Oh,
I
thank
got
God.
lucky.
Oof.
I was like, someone was like, push your foot on the brake, and they turned it, and it turned on, and I hit the lottery. I hit the 1.8%er. It was
There you go.
amazing.
Suck out,
Yeah,
there
that was
you
a
go.
great story.
That is a great story. Now let's talk. What team is going to be the best fit, and what team is going after Giannis?
It's going to be a crazy offseason.
Yeah.
Like,
What do you got?
Obviously,
He wants the Heat.
Free agency. Well, of course, want the Heat. Yeah.
Okay.
Free agency is going to be mid because there's not a lot of big names in free agency, but the trade market's going to be fascinating. And I think Giannis, obviously, what he said Monday, being open to ideas. Look, he may still be in Milwaukee. I think it's still a very good chance he's in Milwaukee next year. But I'm looking at Houston, number 1, who has a lot of assets. Keep eye on the Knicks. Keep an eye on the Thunder also too, depending on how this season ends up here.
The Thunder would be scary.
Ooh, that
Yeah,
would be
if the
bad.
Thunder don't win a title this year, they have assets to.
And it's
to
a trade
throw at.
or
It'll be a trade. It'll be a trade. Because Giannis has 3 more years in his contract.
Yeah, because they just re-signed him because the Knicks were looking at him before, and then he signs it.
The reason I mentioned those 2 teams is because OKC and Houston all have trade assets.
Is he just done? Is he just like, I
no,
don't
no,
wanna be here anymore?
no. He said that he's open to seeing ideas out there, seeing what's out there. That's all.
Why would you say that?
Because Milwaukee is in a rock and hard place now. They have
nobody wants to live in Milwaukee.
Well,
anyway.
not only that, but Milwaukee.
literally.
But Milwaukee also.
Shout out to Milwaukee.
They brought in guys.
What is in Milwaukee? Like old Milwaukee beer?
That's
like
it.
Right.
what else?
They
is
got
from
rid of
Milwaukee?
guys.
The
They
Brewers?
they brought in Dame Lillard, but
Their baseball team's named after because they make beer. Like I
That's
don't know
true.
what else they have.
Brewers, yeah. But it's string of bad luck since winning the title in 2021. Every year ends up with
Bad luck
with
if
injury.
you live in Milwaukee.
I mean, it's a good,
Doesn't
it's a
even
good sports
sound.
town,
It's
though.
like Milwaukee.
But there is value for Giannis to stay in Milwaukee. I mean, you stay there, you won a title there already. You're
Right.
a
Every time
god.
he
You
says
get
What's
it,
a
it sounds
tax?
more weird.
Yeah, what's the Milwaukee? It doesn't. I can't.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. What's it? Yeah, maybe there's good state income tax there, but like even then, like what's the weather like in Milwaukee? I don't-
Stop saying that word if it's weird.
Okay,
to me.
no more.
What's wrong with you, though?
Oh, but when you combine it with Wisconsin, now you got
Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's a
You can-
train wrack.
you can
like,
T-paint it
we
on
live in Palm
Wisconsin.
Beach, Florida. Like we live right. We live in Palm Beach, Florida. That's
it
nice.
means
It floats
good
there.
land. That's what
There
means.
it is. Good
There you go.
land.
Thank you, Tony.
Milwaukee.
And Michael Brenson corrected us. Thank God he did.
Everybody's
It's
learned. Tony
still
Burns is learned.
ping pong balls,
Okay.
but it's done closed circuit behind. the
Look,
tee.
if this thing
Did
was
they do it
rigged,
in Milwaukee?
if this thing was
Thanks,
rigged,
Michael.
we would know. Trust me.
Yeah.
There'd be arrests across the board. Trust the NBA ain't risking
Yeah.
that.
Alice Cooper said that's what it means, and he said it on Wayne's in the Wayne's World movie.
Is Alice Cooper from Milwaukee?
I don't know, but he
Like who's the most
he was
famous
talking
person
about-
from Milwaukee?
Alice Cooper.
It might be
Might be.
Giannis, probably.
Okay, Michael Jordan is actually going to join
This-
NBC as a special contributor. I never thought in my right mind that Michael Jordan wanted to do anything on TV again. What do we think about this?
Okay. I don't know enough about Michael Jordan because he's not out there enough. As
No.
big as his name is, he's not really out there, right? He's not out there. He's not
a myth now.
He's not saying stuff. It's like weird. So I don't even remember. Like I don't even remember if he's funny. I don't remember if he's nice. I don't think he's nice. Like in my head, I think Michael Jordan's not nice. No offense, Michael Jordan.
You're a Knicks fan, of course you get that.
Right. No, but just in general. So I'm thinking, like, I can't remember him. Has he ever said anything funny? Like, has he ever said anything witty? Now you're going to put this guy in there. I think what's going to happen is he's going to get on there, and he's just going to hammer on everybody and tell them how bad they are. That's what I think.
can't
Like,
wait.
I think it'll be fun.
I don't know. He's not like he's out there saying, like all these nice things about people. Have you,
No.
what is he like?
Well, that's the million-dollar
Ernest, you
question.
know, this is your
Very
thing. What's Michael
competitive.
Jordan
Yeah.
like?
So it's funny, like
Right.
Michael Jordan, when we were watching the game back in the '90s
Right.
and all that, Michael Jordan was very politically correct. He kept, just kept it straight, whatever.
Yeah.
He was always suited up, kind of thing.
Right.
Michael Jordan in the Last Dance documentary, though,
Yeah.
you saw more unleashed, a little more unvarnished, and
Okay.
this and that. I think you're going to see more of the unvarnished Jordan. And I'm really curious if this coming season is LeBron's last year, how will his commentary be on LeBron, knowing that that's LeBron's last season? How will he address all that? I'm looking forward to seeing his commentary on that.
Goat
alone.
on goat, like
be
hate.
awesome.
It'd be like,
Right, but I think Jordan, and for the record, I never saw Jordan as a guy that would do in-studio stuff, but, I mean, dude, listen, this guy, if the Last Dance was a sign of things to come, I mean, that can be fun, actually.
like, okay, so you watch these guys and they do, so they did it in the NFL already, and I guess we're going to start heading that way in the NBA. So Tony Romo, when I heard him, he knows stuff, and he calls it like it is, and it's amazing listening to him predicting plays and all these formations and all this stuff, and he calls it, and he's great. Wealth of knowledge. When you had the Manning brothers on there, and they're talking stuff, I'm like, God, the knowledge they have about things, like we don't see the behind the curtain. I think Tom Brady, he doesn't present well, but he has the knowledge and he has it in his head. It's just when he talks, it's not like I don't want to listen to him. He has all the knowledge, but I don't want to listen to him. So now you get Michael, and you wonder if, like, am I going to want to listen to him?
I think
I
he
don't know.
will.
Charles Barkley, I want to listen to him.
I was gonna say
he
that.
sounds like he doesn't sound like
And
he's
I think
super learned, but
Right.
he's like, I want to hear him. I want to hear him.
And I think Charles Barkley has set a precedent now for guys in the future that you can be authentic self and be critical, and it'll be okay. I think we're going to see that from Jordan, actually. Maybe not to the tilt of Barkley, because Barkley, that's who he really is. Barkley has always been that guy. The Barkley guy you see on TV today
he is who
was
he
the
is.
same guy in the '80s playing with the Sixers and the Suns.
Right.
So yeah.
Yep.
Who would you see, like, if we could pick one that you could get up there?
What do you mean?
and make him be a commentator, who would it be?
Well,
in the
NBA?
NBA?
we already have
sport?
the two, Shaq and Barkley. They're already out
Right.
there.
I wonder who else would like.
You mean current players or just in general?
No, anybody, all time. Like, who would you put up there? Like that you want to hear? I don't know if I want to hear anybody.
No, Shaq and Barkley.
I don't know, man. Honestly, and even NFL too. I don't know who. I mean,
Well, Tom Brady was the one. It was like we want to
Tom
hear
Brady's
Tom Brady.
whatever, but I mean, he's
Tom Brady's whatever.
he's pretty suited up. Also, I want authentic, and
Okay.
I want Marshawn Lynch. I want
yes,
more Marshawn.
that's a
Lynch.
great one.
Marshawn would be good. I want John Madden back. I'm like the John Madden of the
Wake him
show.
up
Like
then.
I determined that the other day.
Here we go again.
I got my. That's where I got my insight from John Madden.
Jesus.
You know
like
he died,
watching
right?
it.
You know he died, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just reminding you.
okay.
So this Friday night, I'm excited. I don't know if you guys are. WNBA starts. Caitlin Clark, the Fever are.
We need beef.
Are going to. They're gonna go into the playoffs this season. I think the Fever are gonna win it all. I'm excited for it.
Right.
They put a team around her. They got Sophie to come in and try to protect Caitlin Clark this week. They're starting out playing the Sky, which is Angel Reese's
Right.
team.
Right.
too.
So don't take this the wrong way. The WNBA needs beef. Like
They
we
do.
need a full people beefing where they hate
Yes.
like they're like you can't have. Okay, I'll give you a prime like women's sports. You see sometimes where like somebody in women's volleyball, I watch it sometimes, and the girl makes a mistake and she ruins the play, and all the other girls come over and they cheer on
Oh,
or
I
whatever.
hate that.
We need less of that. We need more like you need to do better than that. Like everybody needs to be like a little bit more competitive, a little bit more angry. Like it has to be like you have to set these stories. You have to paint a picture. Right?
It's like
Okay.
our old bowling team where I'd miss a spare and your ex-wife would cuss me out. you
Yeah,
know?
like
that's what I
But
like.
that was
I like
natural.
that. That's how I wanted
like,
to
yeah,
be.
I get that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I get that every day, Mike. So like, you're not getting anything special around here. Like I left the dish in the sink, and I'm getting the same thing. But we did have matching shirts. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
But like you need these stories, and you need to paint these pictures. Like like we have beef. Like there's beef here, and everybody tunes in to watch us because, frankly, they're waiting to hear how we insult each other and make fun of each other.
That's how we do.
That's what we need. We need more of that.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
I'm with you 100%.
You need heels, right?
you need-
Heel.
you need-
like
you
a
need-
wrestling that
correct.
fake stuff you watch. There's a heel.
It's not fake. It's scripted.
Right.
Here we go.
It's scripted, not fake. No, you need
Wait,
no. I
wait, stop it. Scripted. Wait, if you're reading something, it's not real life. If it's a
There we go.
script,
There we go.
forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
Forget it. I did. I forgot it.
No, they need to lean into that. They need to lean into the because we love sports not only because of the sports. We love sports because of the narratives. And
Right.
obviously the Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese narrative is a big deal. Lean into that.
Has there ever been a brawl?
There's been fights.
Like
There's
a
been
hair
fights.
pull,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the full thing,
there's
like
been fights.
nails flying off,
Yeah, there's been
like
beef.
everything.
There's real beef.
That's what we
with these
need.
players. Real beef with these
Like-
players, and then you lean to that. Lean to that sells tickets. That sells. Advertisers, all that. Lean to that. Lean to Caitlin Clark. By the way, I just checked the futures for the Fever. They're our second favorite to win the title at plus
awesome.
350.
Right. I mean, you could get the stars align on the schedule and people and how upset they are when they go into the game, and you align it all perfectly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Now we have beef.
Now we got beef.
You gotta lean into it, man. Lean into that.
Now let's talk about a sport where there is a lot of fighting and beef. Let's talk about the NHL round 2 of the playoffs in full swing.
Ooh,
The Panthers,
they
Maple
were in
Leafs,
trouble.
They are tied
No,
at 2 games
They
apiece.
were in trouble.
They were. Now Game 5 is tonight. How are we feeling about the Panthers?
Yeah, they're on that roll. They were down 0-2. I'm like, uh-oh. And obviously you lose the third one, you're probably in really, really bad shape. I don't know the stats on it.
Yeah.
You don't
There-
need it.
there's no
Nobody
chance
knows.
of
I
coming
would have.
back,
Yeah. You're probably not coming back from that. So now we're at 2-2. You have all the momentum in the world. Where's this game at?
In Toronto.
All right. So you're in Toronto. The Canadians really like hockey, so you got that that you
They
got to
do.
deal with up there.
They really
Well, there's
love
nothing else there. I mean, Canadian football. I don't know. Anyway, they're playing great. Marchand's found his spot, and everybody's gelling. They're getting off the injury slump. They shut him out last game, so I think they have the momentum. This game is obviously it's a big game, and Ernest likes to say, "Oh, this is a must-win" and all that stuff. Yes, they're all in the playoffs when you're tied 2-2, and you're only playing 4. It's a must-win, right, Ernest?
That's correct.
Okay, good. Just to confirm that. So this is a must-win for both teams, but Florida has the momentum. Home ice not as important like basketball, like you get basketball or football or those things. Home ice not as important. So I think that Florida goes in there and takes care of business and brings it back down here and wins it here.
I agree with you also too. Like we talk about it's in sports in the playoffs. It's about momentum and about inflection points. Like Florida was down 3-1 in the second period I think of
game three.
Game 3.
Yeah, you're staring.
You're
death.
facing elimination there, and ever since then they've taken over this entire series. So again, the same thing with we talk about basketball. Well, like inflection points where teams turn the season around. You know, if you do a yearbook video of like a team that won a championship, and they do the story about when did the season turn around?
Right.
If the Panthers repeat this year, 3-1 deficit in game 3 of this series is where you have the inflection point of where everything's turned out for the Panther team.
No lie, because they're like at the worst position for the whole entire series, and they pull that off, and they have recovery. So
I think they'll come here and they'll take care of business and they'll close it out home on Friday.
Yeah, go Panthers! We're all rooting for you tonight.
Yes.
Now we're going to talk about some baseball.
Yeah.
Just over the last week, the Pirates and the Rockies have fired their managers. Too soon on that?
Here's my thing. What were the Pirates expecting going into the season? Like, they have one player. Like, they have one guy.
They got one guy,
right?
They got one. They got a couple other guys.
Okay.
O'Neal Cruz is a monster too.
Okay. What were the expectations going in? So here we go. So you're the manager, right? You're the manager. You roll into the owner's office and you go in there and you're like, you sit down and you're like, all right, what are we looking to do this year? What did he tell him that he fired him now? Like, did he set an expectation that the manager knows, like, if I stink this bad, I'm getting fired? Like, didn't everybody know they were going to stink? Didn't the city of Pittsburgh and everybody, like all the steel mill, everybody know that they were just going to that they were going to stink? How do they not know? So they fire him. Like, it's just you just fire somebody. You stink. You just fire somebody. Like, I don't know. Like, if this show stunk, that you just fire somebody. It's like, okay, now it's fixed. It's like it doesn't fix it. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do there by doing that. Like the late season. What I know, it's early. You're not going to spark them. They're not going to end up like, oh, now we're great all of a sudden. Like somebody figured out how to tell these guys how to hit a ball and throw it. Like you're baseball is weird like that. I don't know what you can do to make a guy hit better. I don't know what you do. What do you do? Like, it's not like football where you get them fired up, right? You could. I give excellent, like, I could get people to run through. Like, if I won you right now, I could get you to run right through that wall, Mike. I could talk you into it. You'd be like, what did you just say? And you run through the wall. With baseball, it's weird. You're going to go out there with bats, and you're like, what do you tell a guy? Be like, come on now. Like, you could hit that thing.
Eye contact.
What does even a manager or a coach for baseball even do?
Harder.
Like, you swing the ball bat and it hits the ball.
Pitch it better.
Like, I get it, but like you can't. Yeah, you're not going to get them fired up. You're not going to teach them how to hit a ball or throw a ball at this stage. It's already writings on the wall, and your roster is your roster. Why fire the manager?
Right.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's it.
What Pittsburgh makes sense. You're saying there, like, we'll just wait till the year's over, wait till All-Star break at least. But Colorado makes sense. They have 7 wins. We're now in the middle of May. They have only 7 wins out of 43 games played. Okay, that's ridiculous. Get them out, and yeah, expectations, of course, they were going to be bad this year, but come on, 7 wins? No. So yeah, Pittsburgh. I understand your argument. Colorado, they made the right thing.
You know, baseball is funny. So think about this for a second. So you have the manager, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, okay, so I'm the manager, right?
You're the manager.
Okay, downstairs I'm the manager. And you have, like, a whole bunch of dealers who really stink at dealing.
Okay.
And I get fired. How does that work? Like, the baseball players aren't hitting the ball.
Yeah.
And you fire the manager.
You're not
I am against this. I am like, I can't, right? Am I wrong? Like, they're not hitting it. Why doesn't he get fired? Mm-hmm. Everybody should be fired except Skeens.
Exactly.
That's it. Fire everybody.
Easier release players in there.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, you're right. Yeah. Like, when's the last time a baseball player really got fired? You don't see. Like, oh, fire the manager. Like, do they get called in the office? Somebody and be like, yeah, the manager is not managing me correctly. You should fire him. It's just, it doesn't make any
LeBron
sense
can do
whatsoever.
that.
Especially in baseball. His point, especially in baseball. Like in football, I can understand it. Basketball, all that. But in baseball, it's a lot more individualistic.
He's not. You're not even drawing up plays or anything. Like, what are you even doing? What is? Somebody has to tell me what the man. Like, okay, you set the roster, right? I could probably do it. I could do. We all play Roto League things or whatever. Yeah. And if I had to look and put look around me and say, okay, what's the batting order? I'm batting 4th. I understand that. Ernest maybe 8 or something like that.
Ernest is 8.
Right. Oh, I understand how it works. You put the better batters early.
Wait, he's batting cleanup?
I'm clearly cleanup.
Right.
So you put it all together. Like, maybe you have Sal and he Sal's somewhere pinch runner.
Sal's
like
something the bullpen catcher.
Right. So yeah, what is the manager even doing? I'm going to have to look into this. I'm done.
Yeah, well, it's time to look into it. Now let's talk about some good teams. The Subway Series is this weekend.
Yeah,
is this a World Series
Remember the first
preview?
time that happened? Remember that?
Wasn't that awesome?
Years ago where they didn't play each other, and then like, hey, I got a great idea. Let's play National League versus American League other than just the World Series.
Yeah.
Great concept, and here we are. Yeah, Subway Series is kind of cool. Like, I mean, I guess you literally get on a subway and drive back, go back and forth.
And you do it twice a year, too, also.
Right. So you go on one, you
twice a
take
year,
the subway.
Series.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Mets always do well because the Yankees in the Subway Series historically. So I think last year they beat them. I think every game last year the
do the
Mets won.
Marlins like play Tampa?
I don't know if that works the same way.
There's no subway.
No, I think they're particular about the teams they play. They play the
you do like a yacht series where you take your boat around or cut through the canal, Lake Okeechobee, and cut through and have that series.
But I do think it's possible. I think if I put money on it, I still put the Yankees as a heavier favorite to win the to represent the American League in the World Series.
I said that all. Yeah. Anyway,
National League's a little more pitfalls.
Yeah.
The Mets are doing really well for the record. And I love the Mets, obviously doing well, but you still have the Dodgers and the Padres and all these other really good teams around them, and the Phillies gonna hang around still. So I think the odds of seeing these two teams in the World Series is 50-50.
Well, now you got inner city beef. Like if you grew up in New York and you like pick you pick the Yankees or the Mets, right? And like is that determine by which borough you live in.
Yeah.
And I know people are. I've heard people mocking me, like other members of the staff,
you hard.
about how I'm. We'll get into that next time I see him on the show. We're gonna discuss
you
how you end up rooting for a team. How do you end up rooting for a team?
Yeah.
By the way,
we're gonna get into that. Not today, but we're getting to it.
By the way,
next month.
By the way, the Subway Series too. Also, the Juan Soto thing, the big narrative. We're talking about narratives in Bell Sports and Juan Soto.
Oh yeah. While we're talking about it, you're a Mets fan.
Yeah, diehard.
How? Yeah, exactly.
First team I rooted for as a kid.
I know. Here
6
we
years
go.
old.
All right, we're gonna have this is gonna be a segment on the show.
We're
Next
gonna talk
time
about it
the
all
boss
the
is
time.
back here.
My mom.
We are gonna iron this thing out,
Yeah.
and I am not further off than anybody on the show. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, now we're going to talk about. You mentioned the Marlins. When I came up with this question, I actually thought about Tony Burns. Are the Marlins ever going to be relevant again? You look at them as just like a farm system.
No, not with
Every
the ownership.
time they get a player, they go away.
Yeah.
You know,
so
are the Marlins going to be
the Marlins.
relevant?
The Marlins have, and this is what I did some self-reflecting of the team of the Marlins. When you talked about the Marlins.
Yeah.
Marlins have great scouts. They're great at scouting. They scout players. They get them off all the minor leagues, and they take them and then they sell them. Okay, so they have great scouts. They have no fans, and they have no vibe. Like there's nothing there. Like they have no fans. Like they have this Marlin, and this thing is like
Billy
the Marlin, and it's like people don't even like baseball. Have you went down to one of those games? Like you go in there, unless your team's playing the Yankees or somebody like that. There's nobody in there. There's more people in this building on some days than there is down there. It is wild.
It is
like
bad.
it's like, and they're trying to do 12 hot dogs for $4 or something like that, and all this stuff, and it's not going to work. It is a nightmare to drive into there. You got to go right into. You put this thing in the heart of Miami. What are we doing? Like you got to drive in there. You can't get out. It's like if you told me tonight, you say I'll give you $500, and I am not lying. $500, 4 tickets, all you can eat or whatever. I am not going. There is no way I'm going.
No, I'm not even going to watch it on TV.
Right? Not for 500. Give me 500. Tell me I got to sit and watch, and I have to watch it through the thing. I'm not watching it. It is. There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there. They had Stanton, and they just get
I miss Mike Stanton.
They should have moved the team up north to at least to Broward County. I mean, that would have helped a little bit. No, I've been going to games. I see the Mets once a year for the last 32 years.
Yeah.
I nicknamed that place Shea Stadium South because
it's every stadium South.
Every time I go to a Met game, there's no lie, 70% Met fans there. You know, so I mean, when you talk about relevant, I think the thing with relevant is more so this: like they won 2 World Series, obviously, so they've done more in the last 30 years than my Mets have done in terms of winning the ring. However, being relevant means at least means at least being consistently good, at least being like in the conversation to make the playoffs every year, and they're not even that at this point.
All right,
they're a bad team.
So we got confirmation on the most popular from Mr. Rooney himself, the most popular Milwaukeeans, and I don't know why I missed this.
You're not talking like you were before about Pat.
Yes,
now
I am.
Laverne
really
Shirley
nice.
from Milwaukee?
Laverne and Shirley, when they're on the thing and they're making the candies, I know this, Pat. I know
awesome.
that. I remember it. So Laverne and Shirley would be the ones. That's it. Like literally, that's it.
A great show. We need an older guy that has great perspective and stories. Thanks for Pat for checking in, and thanks for listening. Because now Noah,
Well, now I got to think about what you were saying, Mike. I got to double check and thought.
Here's a few.
Did you say anything to get you fired?
So here's a few here.
Not today.
Gene Wilder from Milwaukee, Heather Graham.
Oh, Heather Graham.
Let me
She's
see the
nice.
games here. Deidre Hall.
It's really not impressive, like you hear what you're saying.
Al Jarreau, Steve Miller from the Steve Miller
Did you
Band.
say Deidre Hall's from Milwaukee?
I said, what did I say? Yeah, Deidre Hall. Yeah.
She actually grew up
I'm
here.
going to
She went
wager.
Lake Worth High
I will
School.
wager that you take Milwaukee versus any other major city, and you're going to come up way short compared to everybody else.
Here's a couple more here.
Okay.
Bob Uecker. Colin Kaepernick.
Okay, well,
Colin Kaepernick from there.
Okay.
Oh, that,
Okay.
yeah. All these
Here's
winners.
Here's a bad one. Here's a bad one. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
real
nice.
winners there. That's probably the
That's
most famous
famous.
guy from
And
Milwaukee.
And Oprah.
That's It's not even close.
And Oprah.
Jeffrey Dahmer is
Oprah?
the.
No, Jeffrey Dahmer's bigger than Oprah.
It's way bigger.
Not
All
even
right.
close.
Anyway,
Jeffrey Dahmer bigger.
this show's getting out
off
of
the
hand.
rails.
Awful.
Okay, so we were very happy. I get texts from a bunch of people yesterday when I came downstairs after hearing that Pete Rose and Shoeless
Yeah.
Joe Jackson and a bunch of others are now being reinstated to the MLB. It's about time.
That's great.
I feel like it's too little, too late. The fact that
Oh, he's
Pete
dead.
passed away
Yeah.
last year in September at 83, it's not
Right.
going to be able to go into the Hall of Fame. I heard he's not eligible to be inducted or any of these guys until 2028. So we still have a few more years.
Yeah, what's the word? Posthumous? What's the word?
Yeah, that's right.
Posthumous.
Posthumous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
Okay.
Pete Rose should have
So-
been in the Hall of Fame.
Right. So you put him in there posthumously.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what that helps when you're dead. Like you don't get to get up there and see everybody that you played the game with and all that excitement and stuff. So it is kind of, I don't know. How about this? If I'm supposed to get an award and I'm dead, don't even bother.
Don't
Right?
bother.
I
Don't
think-
bother.
I
Like,
think-
what are you gonna give me?
I think
Like,
this is pathetic.
See,
What?
It's pathetic, in my opinion, to do it.
See, I
Like, he
was-
should get in, and
yeah.
obviously, it's controversial what he did and all that, but to do it after the fact, like,
Yeah.
come on, this
I'm
is
dead.
bad
Like,
taste.
I don't
dude.
know.
Yeah.
It's bad
Like,
taste.
do I care if I've been there?
Yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson's not going to know either, but he passed away almost 75 years ago.
Right. I mean,
So.
when I die, I'm just going to be the same as Pete Rose and not know if I'm in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Really,
You're not going to be.
Well, we're both not
maybe
going to know
you'll
when
be
we
on the
die.
podcast of the Poker Hall of Fame. And,
Right.
Exactly.
I'll make a speech for you.
That'd be great.
Yep,
That
that's
would
gonna
be
be
really,
great.
You have,
really,
you have the,
really
you have the
great.
voice for it.
That'd
It's
be
gonna
really.
be fantastic.
I look forward to this.
Congrats to Pete Rose and his family and all of his fans. He's deserved to be in there for a
Yeah.
long time. A lot of people from here know him very well as a former customer of ours.
By
so
the way, a guy great on TV when he was on
Oh,
Fox.
amazing.
Phenomenal on
Amazing.
TV.
he was teaching guys like A-Rod and stuff.
Yeah.
This guy was amazing.
Yeah.
What a baseball mind for him.
And he was like the man's man of baseball, like the real baseball guy.
Right.
Exactly.
Remember that thing where he ran like the collisions and all that? Yeah, he was great.
Oh, he was the best.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some golf. We're going to miss Pat on the show today because we're going to talk about the PGA
We're gonna have to carry the
Championship.
golf section. This is Pat's
Uh-oh.
wheelhouse here. So,
The favorite is Rory right now at plus 325.
all right, and I know I'm carrying the heavy burden of picking champions. Okay.
Okay.
So let's recap real quick. The Eagles, world champions. The Gators, I picked them. Then I picked the Masters, and then what about the other golf tournament? I picked that.
Yeah, that random golf tournament you picked. That
I
too.
picked that one. I picked something else. Oh, and then I picked the Kentucky Derby, and I put
you
on the
did.
show. I gave him. Okay, so here we are. We're I'm on a roll right now, and whether you
is.
think I'm getting lucky or not, I don't care.
Just a
But
champion.
the burden's heavy, Mike. Like I know everybody's on here and like, okay, who's Noah picking for PGA Championship? This is the biggest event this weekend in sports. Would we agree? I know there's the other play, whatever. Okay, this is tough, and I've been going with Rory, and I know that
You've been thinking about this.
I have. I'm going with Justin Thomas. And I'm channeling. I think I have something like
You got
where I can
something,
channel
all right.
these things.
Yeah, you got something.
Right. And I'm picking champions I at a record pace. Nobody's on a championship run like I am, and I don't feel great. Whatever I'm drawing from these things, I don't feel. But this is what I'm going with. So either you're with me or not.
Was it a crystal ball?
No, I don't know. It's just a sixth sense. I have this thing.
I'll say this, though. Justin Thomas plus 1,600. Nice value.
That's pretty good.
So, anything,
all right.
I go with the value there.
I try not to get too much into that. I just try to the information the world is giving me.
I'm gonna
I
take
agree.
I'm gonna take a long shot in the dark here because again I like his name.
Okay.
Brooks Koepka.
Oh,
Brooks Koepka
Koepka.
at plus 4,000.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
So
What do you got, Mike?
See, I took DeChambeau. He's plus 700. $25 to win 200.
I like to hear what the big guy has to say. If he could weigh in,
Pat,
throw
if
one
you're
in
still
there.
in here,
throw one in there.
let
Let's
us
hear
know
it.
who's winning this tournament. This is the one you like the most, I believe.
Yeah.
would you say
So-
this is like second biggest after the Masters?
Well, some people say this is
Bigger?
they like this even more.
Yeah, they do.
But the Masters
Yeah.
are the biggest name, though, I would say.
Yeah, Masters is probably the
Yeah,
biggest name.
right.
Yeah, probably.
Gives you the biggest, the
So-
most feels, of course. Now we're going to move on to horse racing. Sal, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago, decided not to come on the show
Well,
again.
was he scared?
No,
yeah, he's born scared.
He did well last 2 weeks ago. I don't know what happened.
No, he's great. No,
He has all this
he's
insight.
working.
He just doesn't give it up. It's like in his head,
Yeah.
and he's like,
He's a champion also.
Right.
And the top contenders, there's only a 9-horse field. That's a little bit disappointing for this race.
Have you had a chance to catch that show on Netflix yet with the horses?
No, but I've heard it's really good.
Ernest,
No,
no?
I haven't
Okay,
seen it, no.
everybody do
Really
yourself a favor. This thing is going to be, poker needs a show like this. It is an amazing representation of what it's like. There are characters that are owners on this show, and they are bizarre. There's one guy from down south, and he's like, he has his nails done, and he's like glasses and all, like
awesome.
weird shoes and whatever, and he owns horses, and he's trying to, like, it is wild. And yeah, I'm here for it. But none of those guys are running. There's an Italian jockey from England that's great, and he's not there. So I picked, and I'm not. I don't know. Like, I don't even have a pick. I'm not picking. I'm not wasting my
Okay,
championship streak on this.
I'm
not doing it.
the field here.
I'm not gonna do it.
In the 1 post, goal-oriented, journalism's in the 2,
Yeah.
American Promise in the 3, Heart of Honor in the 4, Pay Billy is in the 5,
Billy.
River Thames in the 6, the Sandman is back, he's in the 7,
Billy.
Clever Again is in the 8, and Gosker is in the 9.
Well, you
You
already
gotta
know,
go,
you
Billy.
already know I'm picking. I'm
Yeah.
picking the 7 horse because I'm a homer.
Okay.
Sandman.
Metallica homer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go see him next
My choice in this, journalism's being the favorite right now. Early morning lines at 8 to 5.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to take a horse that didn't run in the Derby, the 6 River Thames, being ridden by Irod Ortiz Jr. It's a Todd Pletcher horse right now at 9 to 2 odds.
It's so. All the horses, there's only a couple that are overlapping from the Derby. The Derby winner isn't in there, right?
No.
Why not?
We talked about that
Because they
last
win all
week.
this money and just go and you go cash that check and just have it
The
breed it
horses
out.
aren't made these days to run the grueling
The 3
Triple
different
Crown.
Yeah, because you're
anymore.
training for.
Yeah, they're
So
not.
why-
They're not made to run like that anymore.
Yeah, they're not built like they used. They don't build horses or men like they
don't.
used to.
Horses
No.
or men, no.
Right.
But my choice is the 6. Just throw one out there, champ.
All right, I'm not putting my champ stamp
Okay,
on it.
no champ.
I'm not going to waste
Champ
it.
stamp. The smaller your back, you're going to
Stamp it, champ stamp.
Champ
I'm not going to do it, but if I did, yeah, I'm going to go with journalism. I mean,
Okay.
I'm going to go with it,
Take
but I'm not.
journalism.
Don't. That's not what I'm not. I didn't channel my inner.
Okay.
inner. Yeah, I didn't.
It doesn't count then.
Noah's on the favorite.
Wait. So if he picks someone and wins, does he claim this still?
Oh, he's claiming it.
No, I won't
He's
put. I didn't
100%
put it as my.
claiming
No, I come clean. I have clearly outlined when I pick a champion. I say this is a champion.
He
This is
puts-
my pick, and somebody needs to clip it all together. And I'm counting on the, like we have it. I have it. You clip it. There's no again. Clip it. There's no
Yeah.
again. Noah's picking champions like one after
Again.
the other. I'm not going to do it.
gonna be
I
an
won't
hour
say it.
show.
Right. It was.
Yeah, the champ stamp has not
Pat
on
picked his
anybody.
winner. He takes Spieth.
He's taking Spieth in the U.S. Open.
Okay.
I'm taking
What
River
kind of value in
Thames.
that one?
Bet
No,
the 6
no
in
value,
the
I don't
Preakness. I'm taking the 6 in the Preakness. Now let's move on.
And you could bet that here.
I had a question. It came up 2 weeks ago on social media, and this is a off-the-wall weird question. I see it all over my feed with
Okay.
them on
Oh, no.
TikTok.
There's a lot of stuff. Careful what you ask
yeah,
here. Okay.
Exactly. There's a question that's been out there. Could 100 men
Okay.
defeat a silverback gorilla?
Okay. Who are the men? Is it like us?
That's the question.
Like, do we get Jake?
I think it's random men.
We get
Okay.
Jake,
Do we have
get
to- do we get
Sully.
Sal?
We're walking around here finding dudes.
Sal?
Sal. No,
MG?
we don't want Sal.
No,
We want
I'm saying who
Michael.
you get.
Okay, Michael's the
Because
brains behind
strategist.
the
Okay, so he would tell us
operation.
how to attack something like that. I don't know.
No,
Pat's a big guy. We get Pat.
Pat's in there.
Yeah, so we get Pat. I don't know. So you ever see the strength of these gorillas? What they can
They're
do?
unbelievable.
Okay,
Like
so
9 times
so
the strength.
okay, so imagine this. So you have 100 guys, right? How many could realistically get on top of this gorilla at once? Like we could get maybe
You'd
12.
all have to jump them at
No, you
one
have to do it
time.
at the same time. You can't. You go one at a time. You have no chance. You're not going to wear them down or whatever. You have to get it from multiple angles. You got to come up with some kind of plan. So here's what you do: you sacrifice the first group, the people who you don't really think could do something.
Okay, I know I'm in that group.
Okay, so you send them in the ones that are just like, and you're going to try to tire the gorilla out by having them pulverize this group of people. So you send the Sals and some other people.
Me and
you have them
Ernest
go
are in there at the
right,
beginning,
and you have
obviously.
it, and then you send in the Jakes and the other people who really like the big.
Jakes.
Like there's a one dealer downstairs that's like 6'8", and all he does is lift weights. You
he's the
send
best.
him in to clean the thing up. I think it.
And then Noah comes in and declares himself the champion.
See, Pat says 95. See, Pat knows he understands. So that's it. The
First
first five.
five are in
So he said the
trouble.
first.
I like
the first
that,
five
Pat.
are back. Yeah, the first.
That's a great answer.
So yeah, so I do. I think I do. Is somebody going to ever try this?
They're going to try it
They
someday.
can't try this.
Somebody's going to
We
try
have
it.
animal rights people
we
will
have
be
too
all
many
over this
stupid
thing.
people in this planet that
Like-
this is going to happen at some point.
It's going to happen
Does
at
anybody?
some point.
Okay, so I've seen it simulations and stuff, but yeah, I think you could pull it off with a little bit of strategy. Maybe some eye gouging and some other stuff like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you could get it done. Like, could you wrap up legs, get it down or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, how many men did it take to take down King Kong? Right.
That was real, right?
That was real. I mean, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Same
animal
idea.
experts have
King
said.
Kong is real.
No,
Animal
it's the same
experts
thing.
said
Somebody's
that
just
it's gonna
like
happen.
somebody watched King Kong and they came up with
Yeah.
this and they put it on the internet. Same thing.
Yeah, it could happen because the silverback is going to
Yeah.
destroy like the first 20 guys. But he's
Okay.
going to get tired, and then that's when everybody jumps on.
Here's the
That's
reality.
why I say you got to be strategic.
Okay, that's nice and all. Here's the reality.
Okay.
He'll kill the first 30, and the other 70 run away.
Most likely.
Bottom line.
No, they
So
won't.
let's stop
No.
that
Well,
noise. You're not being that.
Okay,
Stop,
then you
stop
got to
it.
be. You're going to be in the first 30 then.
No,
'cause
no,
if
I'm
I'm
no,
on the
already.
other.
no, I'm not gonna be there.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot to go there and even try it. I stayed home. Thank you. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah,
Come
well,
on.
I'll take one for the team. I'm going in there.
You can do that all you want.
Put
When
me
you're
as down
silly,
as
you do all you
100.
want. No, I am
Right.
not doing that.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're telling people to go in there while we're getting eaten by this silverback.
Yeah.
Like, how hard does it hit?
How'd it work out for
Oh.
you? You know.
Horribly hard.
And then, like, can it bite too? Or is it
Oh,
allowed
it's
to bite
gonna
you?
bite. The canine teeth are like that
Yeah,
long.
Yeah,
The
it-
bitey
you're
stuff.
done.
I don't. If it's just like punching and swinging arms, like okay, you get your
It's different.
block knocked
The
Oh,
off.
it's
fact
gonna
we have
bite
to,
you.
the fact we got to sit here and go through a science like, well, do this. No,
important.
stop.
This is the worst
no.
question ever.
The answer is no. The answer is no. Stop playing yourself. man.
Everybody
Come
wants
on.
to hear it.
What are you doing?
We've all been through this. We've
We-
all been through this in our head, whether it could happen or not. And here's the answer: we can beat it. We can beat it.
We can do it.
beat it. We're up for the challenge.
Bring in the silverback.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're going to assemble our team today here at the Kennel
Good
Club.
God.
Okay, now we're going to talk about some sports betting picks for the week. We already talked about who we like in the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Pat likes Jordan Spieth.
Yeah.
Who are you on?
Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas.
That's a
We got Koepka. I'm on Bryson DeChambeau. Also,
Another good name.
my play for tonight, I'm taking the Knicks to win. They're currently the underdog.
That's
because
amazing.
That's
Boston's at home.
ridiculous.
Yep, I'm taking Jaylen Brown over 25.5. He's going to have to take over that
Stealing my
team
picks,
Yeah,
tonight.
you always
buddy.
make
You steal my
mistakes when you
picks.
bet.
What's
You
wrong
hear
with
me?
you, Michael?
Yeah, and under 213. That is a plus 900 bet. $25 to win 250.
Yeah, I'm going to take and I have some. Like, I don't know. Am I the only one that has receipts about, like, winning all these
You're
parlays
the only one
and
who's
stuff?
actually
Okay,
bet.
so
It's called-
I have it.
It's called a podcast.
I
Noah.
won with the Brunson three-pointer over 29 and the Knicks win the other day, and I cashed a nice ticket for that for my $2 bet. I think I won $14, which is wild.
Wow.
So I'm going with the Knicks and Brunson again on both the three-pointers and the over
Nice.
for his points,
I'm gonna
whatever
do
it is. I don't care.
I'm gonna do like a nice 5-teamer here. Give me the Knicks plus 4.5, the under at 208.
Bookie's dream.
Jaylen Brown at over 26.5. Derek White at over 18.5 points, and then the Timberwolves to cover 10.5 points tonight.
All right, shoot.
That's a good bet.
That's
gonna pay
that's
some
a lot
money.
of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Are you
of
actually
stuff.
going to put it in, or are you just going to do what you
No,
always
he's
do?
just
Talk
saying
about
Doing it as we speak, buddy.
Okay, I
He's
want to
just
see
saying
it.
it.
Okay, so we're gonna post. I know I post receipts for winners,
He
champions,
does.
and all that stuff. They come up. We do
what
it.
winners
I
do.
You win too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No winning. That's it.
Did you
Yeah.
guys know we're marketing partners with the Hard Rock Bet? If you want more information on that, go to pbkennelclub.com/Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Got to be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're concerned concerned about gambling, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. So what are we looking forward to this week? I know we're looking forward to May High Hands. We're going to put up that graphic now. May High Hands are going on all month long. Bigger, better, best every 15 minutes. Big cash giveaway on May 31st. And don't forget about those progressive high hand weekends.
So it's a little worrisome. So if the Knicks wrap up tonight, which I'm following closely, and then the Panthers wrap up tonight, they won't play again until Sunday, maybe?
Probably earliest.
Right. So then you have the U.S. Open.
Baseball.
You have
Hockey.
baseball. So, yeah, I'm not looking for those series to get extended, but that's really the only chance of really big games this weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just come in and play for the high hands and stuff instead.
Yeah, that's what we're doing this weekend.
Oh, we have it on TVs, too. It's down there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's all over. I mean, we got all the sports TVs. You're not missing any action when you're playing in those progressive high hand weekends here at Pbkc. And so this weekend, you're looking forward to high hands, a little bit of golf, maybe some playoff basketball, some playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Subway Series. What about
the
you?
Subway Series, you got that?
Yeah, you have that too. Also, you talk about the April and May being a great underrated part of the calendar, but then middle of May, end of May, the thinning out begins really of the series. Baseball's still there, but it gets a little depressing. Football.
The race.
Schedule,
You got the race.
So you have a couple things going on there, but it starts to tail off a little bit now. So
yeah. It's going to be great. And WNBA again starts on Friday. Go Caitlin Clark. I'm rooting on the Fever. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking for. If I ran the WNBA, I'm sending hate mail back and forth from the players' emails to just start beef with
Dramatic.
it. Did you hear what Caitlin?
Fake Twitter accounts.
Did you hear what Caitlin Clark said about you yesterday? Be like, no. Be like, don't worry about it.
That's an instigator, Noah. What's wrong with you, Noah? That's an instigator.
We're hoping for some real fights in the WNBA this weekend.
Mean Girls. Come on, what are we doing here?
Well, we're going to see you next week on Pbkc Picks. We hope everybody has a great sports week.
I will.
For more information on everything we talked about, go to our website, bbkennelclub.com, and we're going to see you next Wednesday.
Pbkc is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTB, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today.
It's May Payday in the Poker Room with new, bigger high hand promotions. High hands every 15 minutes, 9 a.m. to midnight with a $15,000 cash giveaway on May 31st. New this month are May Progressive High Hand Weekends with a $100,000 bonus giveaway. Win extra cash for qualifying hands. Miss it today, win more tomorrow. Visit the Poker Room for complete rules.